we interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gonna give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
What is up? Episode 74, Remember the Show. Those of you joining us live, we appreciate that you remembered the show tonight. That's the star of the program, Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. I'm Jason Anik. Behind the scenes, as always, our director, Cody Merrow. Belal in Chicago, as usual. How's things, man? How's your week?
Good. Back on the grind. Getting excited, man, because not for my fight. For football season's coming back. I had a fantasy draft a couple of days ago. I'm dripping a pretty good team.
You did draft a great team, and I like that you're coming at me with the NFL. I thought you were going to say once the calendar turns over to September, your fight is next month. So September 1st feels a little different. I'm fighting next month. But no, he goes to his fantasy team. And you had the third overall pick, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I had third overall pick. I was sitting there thinking that I was going to lose out on Josh Allen, but I was like, you know what? All right, cool. I took Eckler with the third pick. The third pick. And then Josh Allen fell to me in the fourth round. So I'm like, all right.
Beautiful.
I had a couple people telling me, oh, get him early. But ended up being what I wanted.
Well, I like it. So I had the third overall pick in my draft as well. Also drafted Austin Eckler. So remember, the show has a lot tied to Austin Eckler at the number 3 spot. So anyway, dude, I have to say, UFC dropped down in Paris, France. Seeing the images, seeing the footage, right? Alan Joban on his Instagram page. So this is one of my favorite cities in the world. My wife made me go to Paris before we had kids. Went to Paris, went to the south of France, Monaco. It's one of my favorite places in the world. My second daughter's name is Paris. You can be sure that if John was on the call for these fights, I would be out there. It's unbelievable for me to see the UFC touchdown in a city like this. For you, whether you've been or not, which I don't know, isn't it amazing just to see the Eiffel Tower and know that the worldwide leader, UFC, has touched down there?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool because I tell people all the time, like, it's crazy where fighting is taking me. Like, I fought in Australia. I fought in Abu Dhabi already. I've been to places that I would never even think about going to. And, yeah, it would have been awesome to go to Paris. My brother, his wife actually works for Delta Airlines, and they went to Paris literally for one day because she gets, like, free they get free flights. So I told them they should make a show, honestly, of, like, just going to random places for one day because, like, both of them fly for free. And, he never stays for long. So I was like, dude, just make a YouTube video. Like, what could I do in Paris for one day? What could I do in Italy for one day? All those random things that end up blowing up. But he said it was awesome. He said, like, the croissants and everything was fire. So that's what all I'm concerned about is what kind of food they have there.
Yeah. So how are the French fries in Paris? So, and I hope Buffo on the beat. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. All the food is great in Paris. Ask Action Bronson. Someone asked him, where's the best thing? He just said Paris. That's, France. Look at that. Number one, Demetrious Johnson fan. Good. We're going to get to DJ later. 2:30 in the morning. I love it. All right. So Belal thoughts.
Honestly, that's been pretty cool. I'm like, all right, well, Twitter's usually the place where I go to and I get spewed hate at. If I'm feeling so good about myself and I'm like, I want to feel a little bit bad, I go to Twitter because I know that people are just going to troll me for no reason. But I've been getting a lot of support today. So shout out to Belal Mafia out there.
You deserve the support. And, it's funny. The more support I give you, the more hate comes my way. And I welcome the hate. I welcome it. Well, anyway, we'll get to that UFC Paris fight card in the Bix. But for now, we're going to get to the topics. Do we got the B there this week is the question. Probably not. Cody doesn't like my topics. That's okay. That's okay. So we're going to start. He gave Tony Ferguson your Twitter handle. I like that, Cody. So Tony Ferguson, Li Jingliang, the Leech at 170. Dude, it's UFC 279. They're going to fight. That's next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So Tony moving up to welter. For me, when Tony Ferguson is fighting, he's lost 4 straight. Hard for me to get that Chandler face kick out of my head. So the idea of Tony Ferguson moving up is sort of mixed for me. Maybe the weight cut will be better. Either way, man, Leech last 4 wins all by knockout. He's a 3-1 favorite here. Tony, man, he feels like an old 38 to me. I hope I'm wrong. I'm excited. He certainly moves the needle. I'm going to be a little scared watching this one. Talk to me about Tony coming back in just 9 days.
Yeah, I think he was at a point in his career where it's like, all right, well, now I know I'm probably never going to reach the lightweight title. What is he on, a 4 or 5 fight losing streak? And it's not like he's losing to bumps. He's losing to the best guys in the division. But like for a guy like him, or for basically 99% of the fighters out here, like your goal is to be a champion. Your goal is to win the gold. And, I feel like he's done all he can at 155. And he's fought at welterweight before. I think he won the tough at welterweight, and he's had a couple of his early fights at welterweight. I don't think he's really that small, and I do think it's a pretty good matchup for him to come up to come up to welterweight. It's not like they're throwing him in there to Hamzat or anything like that. And stylistically, it's not like Leach is going to go in there and just body him. Leach obviously has great striking, great knockout power, but I think Tony could probably use his grappling a little bit. We can see where his strength level is compared to the welterweights. He's training at Greg Jackson now, so he's at a new team, new gym. I think this is the second time he's changed gym for another camp. And his last fight, he actually looked pretty good. That first round, he looked decent against Chandler. It's not like he was getting outclassed, kind of like the Gaethje fight and the Beneil fight. Like, he looked pretty good against Chandler, and Chandler's a guy that the UFC's high on right now. You just get caught. Like, same way with Kamaru Usman, all it takes is one. Doesn't matter what time it is, whether you're doing great or not. You get hit in the right spot, you go to sleep.
So I know we're not going to pick that fight till next week. That line though, 3-1. I mean, it's
put some respect on his name a little bit. Come on.
I hear you, and I would love nothing more than to see him sort of fit. At least if he's going to keep fighting 170, I think I'd rather see him.
Honestly, the fact that it's so close, I feel like there's a couple guys that are waiting to see what happens with him, because there's some big name guys that would, like you said, Tony moves the needle. So if Tony goes out there and gets a good win against Li Jingliang, you're going to see the Masvidals call him out. You're going to see the McGregors call him out. All these guys that want to fight at 170 now, you're looking for a big name to fight. Tony's that guy. So I think you can look for that fight next if he does win this fight. But if he loses this fight, it's like, all right, where do you go now? You got to start looking at the R word.
Start talking about 170, my mind just starts thinking about Belal Muhammad, Sean Brady, October 22nd. I can't help it. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next category, DJ GOAT, Demetrious Johnson. So sometimes these other promotions just don't get the love or the eyeballs, whatever it is. I know the PFL is making some noise, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not tapped into one championship all day long. You may be. Cody may be. So anyway, Demetrious Johnson, for those who don't know, captures back the one flyweight championship over Adriano Moraes, crystal clean flying knee, avenges his one loss in that promotion, which was to the same guy. Can't say enough about Mighty Mouse. I love seeing how his relationship with Cejudo has developed, in these years, and them sort of communicating together. To me, it's just fascinating. Mighty Mouse didn't really, I guess his pay-per-views, if I'm not mistaken, didn't do great things. I don't think he was making necessarily a ton of money in the UFC, but 11 title defenses. That flyweight division in the UFC is hot right now. It's just fascinating. This guy's still, to me, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, and it's just nice to see him sort of take a step back and then realize championship gold again. Talk to me about Mighty Mouse, man.
Yeah, it was it was great. Like seeing him on, I did watch that fight because DJ's a guy that, like you said, a lot of fighters look up to. I like to watch his fights because he's always bringing something different. His style is so great, and it's like he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. That first fight, I think it was one of those where the knees on the ground, like you're not used to it, so then you don't have that same defense that you're expecting. And it happened this fight too. He got taken down to get again. He started getting kneed in the head like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, no, not again, not again. I was like, please no. But he got up, man. He looked good. That knee, the way he just walked off that knockout was crazy. And it's cool to see him getting the recognition that he deserves. Like that knee, that knockout, I'm seeing it on all these websites. Everybody's posting about it. So it's cool to see DJ finally getting some of that stardom that he deserved. Like he wasn't getting a lot of it in the UFC, and he was doing crazy things in the UFC. That jumping hard bar, those finishes that he had in there. It was like one of the most dominant fighters in the UFC. And like you said, he wasn't getting the respect that he deserves. I think because it was like not a lot of the flyweights that are there now were there then. So like they weren't getting that much attention. But if you have like Figueiredo and the Morenos, guys with big names, big followings, they went out there and fight those guys. I think he would have even blew up even more. But Back then, it was just, I think he fought Benavidez like 2 or 3 times. He had a stint at 135 where I think he was just a little bit too small for the Dominic Cruzes of the world. But yeah, I just love watching DJ fight. It was a great fight. I'm glad he's a champion again.
Yeah, I hear you. It's hard for me not to, think about it in the context of the UFC. Obviously, that division was sort of fading a little bit when he was, and obviously not a lot of guys that fight him. But I do get a little sick of these. As much as Moreno and Figueiredo deserve one another over and over again, it's like, and there's a lot of good blood beneath them anyway.
Yeah.
Next category, Leon Edwards makes the board for the second straight week. We got to do something about that, Belal. But anyway, who's next for Leon Edwards? Obviously, he's the welterweight king right now. Like I said, for me, my only focus is October 22nd when it comes to this division. But all right, Leon, so who and when? I'm patient here. Like, I'm not impatient because you have a fight on the books. I'm not and I'm sure for you a little bit. It's kind of nice to focus on Brady. But anyway, obviously for me, Usman couldn't be more deserving of a rematch immediately, if not sooner. Masvidal makes no sense to me. If Chimaev beats Diaz, I maybe talk to me. I mean, where do you want to see this go?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the first option should be Usman. I think he deserves it. He's earned it. But for him, it's like you're coming off of a knockout. We don't know how bad that knockout loss affected him. I've seen guys who've had concussions before or got knocked out like that before, and like the concussion symptoms will last a while. We've seen it with a couple guys in the UFC too, where a couple guys had to retire because of bad concussion. So like, I don't know where his symptoms are right now. Like he's in a good place when you see him in interviews and things like that. I know a lot of people are saying, how is he going to come back mentally, things like that. But first off, I wanted to see how his concussion symptoms are because he obviously had a concussion then. Masvidal, to me, I know that he's trying to chirp his name in there now, and he's trying to make something happen from there. And if you're Leon, it's obviously an easier matchup for you than Usman. But like Leon's coach said it the best, I think, where Masvidal said, "Oh, get to the back of the line." So now it's like Leon could do the same thing to Masvidal. Yeah, get to the back of the line. You haven't earned this. Win another fight.
For me, it's that talk. That talk drives me insane. But you have a fight on the book. So every time I go down that road, I just sort of back it up. But come on. I mean, it's like you were in the ring with Leon. It ends with a no contest. I mean, come on.
Yeah. When you're looking at it right now, I had the longest streak in the division besides the champion. So I have the longest winning streak in the division, 8 wins in a row right now. And I'm fighting top 5 guys, top 10 guys. I'm the only one in the division fighting the best of the best. So obviously to me, I'm looking at it like, if they give it to Masvidal, it's a joke because who has he beat? He's lost 3 in a row. And before that, he really hasn't even beat anybody. Yeah, he got that knockout on Ben Askren at the time. But Ben Askren lost after that to Damian Maia. Then he was out after that. So, like, he was at the end of his career. It wasn't the earlier Ben Askren, the dominant Ben Askren. So, and it was just a knockout in 4 seconds. Like I said, when it's those earlier knockouts, you're like, you don't really get a tell of, was he good enough to be in there with them? Was he not? I saw Ben tweet out like, yeah, Masvidal is the only one that I would come out of retirement for right now. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, he definitely shouldn't be able to skip the line. But with the UFC, you never know.
Well, and what a beautiful transition by remember the name into our next category. So for Ben Askren, talking about that, he did come out this week, say the only one he would come out of retirement to fight is Jorge. That's what I'm saying. That's the type of fight Masvidal belongs in right now, a BMF belt, the same type of fight, in my opinion, that Conor McGregor belongs in, a entertainment bout, Belal Muhammad's on the real championship track. Some of this other stuff is just for money. That's fine.
Yeah, these guys aren't at that level right now. They're Masvidal, what is he going to do when he wins the belt? He's not going to defend it against the next best guy. So like you said, I don't think these guys want to be champion right now. Masvidal, where you're at the last 2 times you've tried to fight the champion. Usman, obviously one of the best fighters to ever do it. It's like not like you lost to any bums. You lost to him. You lost to Kobe, who is a bum. But like you don't deserve a title fight coming off 3 losses in a row.
Loud and clear. So ladies and gentlemen, we got a guest tonight. Well, all this dude does is win. He's a perfect 6-0 in Bellator. Captured the interim belt with a knockout of Juan Archuleta back in April. Dude is also electric on the microphone. Please welcome back to the show, Raufeon Stots. Welcome back, champ.
Let's go. What's up, man? Hey, I'm going to let y'all know right now. I got the whole family in the car. Parent night. It was parent night or meet the teacher night at the school. So, we all here, but we be home in like 5-10 minutes.
Oh, what grade is he in? Kindergarten?
You say what?
What grade is he in? Kindergarten?
No, he's in a pre-K.
Oh, pre-K?
Pre-K. Yeah.
What are you guys doing parent night? You guys
parent night, you got to meet the parents. Let them know from the jump that you ain't fucking around. You got to let them know.
Did any of the parents recognize who you were?
No. I'm not that big yet to where, people recognizing me in schools and stuff. Like if I go somewhere MMA related, like if I go to the gym and stuff, they're recognized. I got recognized at a grocery store once, but yeah, it's not as prevalent.
You're out here doing a media tour in New York. What do you mean you're not that big yet? I mean, I'm like, all right, Ross finally getting the hype that he deserves.
That's true. Actually, I was doing a media tour, a Superstars tour, coming to a media station near you. That was dope, man. That was fly. That was probably the coolest little media run I've done. That was pretty cool.
How was it? Like they flew you out there and then you just went from building to building to building to just do interviews?
Yeah, pretty much. They flew me out there Sunday. We went to the VMAs. You hear my son over here copying me.
Can we get some light from you though?
You say what?
Could you hit the front light?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want any black jokes coming at you right now.
Oh, snap.
Hey, you're good. We got there you go.
A little light for y'all.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So we went to hold on, Clarence. We went to the VMAs, and so we checked that out, which was pretty cool. And then after that, we went to just the area Hawaii show, then the morning combat, and then media place after media place, CBS, and I had like a driver. He was driving me around. They brought me everything I wanted for food. Like doorman was like open the door and like being like, right this way, champ. You know what I mean? So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
The champ life right there. You earned that.
Champ life. I know. I can get used to this. I gotta stay hungry. Oh, also, I probably ate the best meals I've ever.
Hold up. You're breaking up. I need to hear this
none
also.
of it. We may need to let him go, Cody. Bring him back when he gets home. Talk some fights.
Yeah.
Hold on, you cut off right there.
Okay.
You want to call back in? You want to call back in when you get home?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Hit us back.
We'll be
all right, bro.
So Cody, should we get into the Bix and then we'll chop it up with Rauf whenever he gets back on? Talk some fights. So this has got to be nice for Cyril Gane, right in his backyard in Paris. I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, you can just tell he's like in his own comfort level. Like you don't have to fly into America, and you can just tell them French people probably don't like America. Like, yeah, what do I do? These people right here are so rude, so dirty.
Hey, they were good to me. All right, so we'll get right into it, man. Start featherweight division. Charles Jourdain, Nathaniel Wood, pretty close fight. So Jourdain's won 2 of 3. Last time out, majority decision, lost to the PFL's Shane Burgos, actually. That was only 7 weeks ago, July 16th. He's been active. Jourdain, always exciting to watch. Whenever I see that name on a card, I'm always sort of perked up. So Nathaniel Wood also fought in July, just 6 weeks ago. His featherweight debut, unanimous decision win over Charles Rosa. Close one here to get him started. Bully, break it down, and please pick it if you'll be so kind.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of stand-up in this fight. Jourdain, the fight before that, he looked really good. And then his last fight, Burgos, he looked really good. He was coming on strong in the 3rd round. Burgos I felt, took the decision because he had his back the first 2 rounds pretty dominantly. You didn't expect that to be coming from Burgos. Burgos really never grapples. I thought Jourdain was probably expecting to go in there and just go to war with him. And he brought the war in the 3rd round, and it just shows you what type of fighter he is, what type of cardio he has. Nathaniel Wood, a lot of people have a lot of hype on this guy. He looked good his last couple fights, but he just doesn't fight as much. I don't know if he's had long injuries or anything like that, but I just think Jourdain being so active, Burgos is a tough guy. He was in the cage with him, and Burgos, went to war with Josh Emmett, who's close to be next in line for a title. So I think that Jourdain's had the tougher competition. And I think that Jourdain, even though he lost his last fight, he still has some momentum on his side.
So we're going to move to the co-main event, which this could certainly carry an event in and of itself. Robert Whittaker, Marvin Vettori. Dude, to me, it's like Robert Whittaker is just, I mean, I know he beats everybody except Adesanya, but it's like he always looks to me like one of the best fighters in the world, and then he faces Adesanya, and it's like, oh, but he just can't be champion, and I don't. A lot of people sort of put Colby Covington on that same sort of pedestal. Do you know what I mean? That sort of, where he's just, well, if it wasn't for Usman, that that he, and I don't see it quite that. I think Whittaker is an extremely gifted, well-rounded fighter. I'd love to see him realize championship gold again. Anyway, so he lost his last fight to Adesanya. That was back in February. Vettori also lost to Adesanya. That was June of last year. Vettori won his last time out October. I was catchweight, I think lightweight against Paulo Costa. Back at middleweight, I'm fascinated by this fight. Whittaker thinks he's on a different level. Vegas giving him a little love there. Who do you have in the co-main event?
Yeah, you can't compare Whittaker to Colby in any way or form. When people do say that, Whittaker is actually fighting the next best guy. He's fighting the guys that are out here still at the top of the division. He fought Cannonier. He fought Gastelum. He's fighting Vettori when there's really not much to gain. Like, you lost to the champion twice. Why do you want to fight a harder guy, another hard guy in Vettori, when you could probably take somebody an easier matchup? Because even winning this fight, it's not going to get you a title fight next. Because losing to the champion twice, you're going to have to beat a lot of guys to get that level. Colby's losing to the champion, then fighting Masvidal on 2 losses, 3 losses, or fighting like Tyron Woodley on 4 or 5 losses. Like, he's not fighting the next top guy in the division. He's sitting out and he's picking and choosing his fights. Whittaker's fighting the toughest guys. Respect to both these guys, honestly, because it's like Vettori, you lost to the champion twice too. Now you're fighting the next best guy in the division, who's Whittaker, who can be the champion. Like you said, if Adesanya wasn't even in here. So it's a tough fight for both of them. And there's really not much to gain for either one of them for whoever wins it, because, like, all right, I beat this guy and it's one of the toughest fights, but I'm probably not going to get Adesanya left. Like, there's not a great prize at the end of it. Besides the fact that you think that you're one of the best guys in the division, you want to prove it, and you just hope that Pereira wins that next fight because it'll shock up the whole division.
See, oh, there he is. Welcome
okay, finally, Superstars is back. Now
we're back. We're back. You know what I'm saying? We got that championship Wi-Fi now, so we good.
Hey, you can be sure I know all about those kids going back to school night, all the curriculum night, all that stuff. So, but you see, he was punctual, right? He's like, I'm in the car, but I'm punctual. See, I got so much respect for the punctuality. Calling from the car.
Man, that's amazing. That's probably the first time I heard that in my life, but because I am usually late to stuff. But I try, though. I do try.
I hear you.
Before you left, you were like, "Oh wait, I had this too," and then you got cut off. So I want to.
Yeah, I had the most expensive meal I've had in my life. I had a tomahawk steak from Morton's or something like that, and it was the most expensive.
Tomahawk? How many ounces?
You say what? How many ounces?
How many ounces? Yeah.
I don't even know. It was like huge, just like as big as my head. It had like a huge bone coming out of it. I had tartar. I ain't know what that was. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, don't get used to that lifestyle. Yeah, because you're gonna.
Yeah, I was only doing that because they was. I was only doing it because they was paying for it. So I came home today and we had a peanut butter jelly sandwich. So
hey, what do you mean? Don't get used to that lifestyle? He says that's a championship lifestyle. That's how he will.
I'm saying don't get used to it when you have to pay for it yourself.
Yeah,
it's different when you have to pay for it yourself. Right?
I definitely when I sat down, I like looked at the menu and I'm like, damn, that shit is expensive. So I was like to the PR guy, Danny. I was like, so what you getting? What you think about getting, man? So I can gauge, like, okay, I get maybe a little bit more than you, but if you go all out, I'm gonna go all out.
That's always the awkward part where you're not paying but you don't want to overspend. So you're like, what do you? I should get the same as you. I don't even know what they're ordering.
I don't know what's good. What you think? Yeah.
You thinking apps or what?
Right. Right. We drinking. We hanging out. What's going on?
But
yeah, man, it was fun. It was super fun.
I like the style of the press conference type thing, because I watched the one with you and Ariel on the Ariel Hawani show. That was hilarious. Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah.
But then,
I like that. I definitely like that. I think, what I'm saying, that's fun. That's fun for me. Like the sit and like talk shit or whatever. Like I like that. I don't really get nobody that's like really pushing back on like talking to me or even, you know, that brash. So like I appreciate Danny, you know what I mean? Danny has some good things to say too, you know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like I won because he's a mental midget, but yeah. I had fun doing it, you know what I'm saying? I had fun snatching my belt from him. He got my belt away from me one time. You know what I mean? And I was just picking on him the whole time. He was, by the end of it, he was sick of me, which is what I wanted anyway. So
I tell people all the time, like, bro, like it's the locker room mentality. Like at Rufus Sports, all we do is talk trash. And I'm like, I want that opponent that talks trash. It's funner. It makes it funner. And I'm looking at it like you on the show. And I'm like, dude, Ralph is like loving this. And people are like,
fucking having a great ass time. I can literally call you whatever the fuck I want to call you. I can make fun of all your goddamn all of your big ass chin, your long ass body. I can, you know what I'm saying? You hairless as fuck. It's fucking amazing. It's fun, bro.
Did you get to the point where you're like tired of it? Because you went from there straight to the morning combat show with the other guys too, right?
Yeah, we did. I was like doing them with him till like 7 at night. So we started at like 12, and then we was like going to shows. No, my last one wasn't with him. But then the next morning at 7:30, which at 7:30 we had a little bit of a scuffle too. It was like off camera. But because I'm just picking on him and he trying to pick on me too, like just all the time. I really don't like the dude, you know. So yeah, so he's like saying shit or whatever. He said something, you're like, bro, you a midget or whatever. And I was like, bro, you ain't even that tall. Like, it's probably because of your fucking highlighter hair. That's the only reason you fucking tall. And then I walked up on him or whatever, and he must ain't have this coffee yet. He ain't have his coffee yet, so he had got like a little defensive, and he put his arms up. So I pushed him back. And yeah, but then we went on the show and kind of did the same thing, continued to talk shit. So it was fun.
Was there a point where you were like tired of just talking trash? You're like, all right, you know, this is our fifth show.
Let's just be friends. It wasn't a point where I was like tired of like talking trash. I was like tired of kind of seeing him. You know what I mean? Like we did like a media lunch or whatever, and then he's like over here at. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see him like all the time. So that like got a little annoying. Like, God damn, I see your ass again. Like,
like coworkers all day.
Like, shit. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get too like fucking like what do you call that? Used to seeing them. You know what I mean? Like we literally eating fucking almost like we sharing a meal. You know?
Right.
Like, nah.
Yeah, I fought in Mexico once, and then my opponent was literally right next. Like the promoter took us all out to like a buffet before the fight, and then my opponent's sitting like right next to me, and I'm like, bro. And it was like my first time ever in Mexico. I'm like, this is like awkward. He's not speaking any English, but he's like looking at me, giving me a fist pound. I was like, bro,
that's weird, bro. And especially when you don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can probably stand to be around people that I'm like cordial with, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, we finna fight or whatever. But like somebody that I don't like is like, it's just it get annoying after a while just seeing them, you know. I get to say whatever the fuck I want to do like while we doing the interview. So like talking to him, I just like shit on him. So it's like it ain't as annoying, but like just being around him is kind of annoying.
What's the date of the fight?
The date is like December 9th. So that's a long ways away, bro. It's a long ways away. We're gonna do a lot of fucking shit talking. He gonna fucking, but he needed though. He needed because he fucking sucked. So
like December. So that far. So what's your camp like now? What are you doing during the like? What's your life like now? That far away from?
Yeah, well, I'm training. So I do 2 days pretty much every day. That's just like I wake up in the morning, I take my kids to school, then I go train. And then I play Fortnite during the middle of the day or run errands or whatever. And then I go and I train at night. Like so camp ain't really much different other than I clean up my diet. I'll do extra stuff within like after practice or like I run more. I'm also like the weekends are like I'm usually doing stuff like on my own. Like I'll do a couple rounds in the garage, you know what I'm saying? So I can spend as much time with my family. Whereas like during camp, I don't have that. I use that time to like get better with people and stuff.
Good shit.
Are they planning on taking you guys on more of a tour too, like any other states or anything like that?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do some more. He said we're gonna do some more. We might go to some of the other fights. and do some promotion stuff. They said that promoting went over well. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from it. So yeah, I think it went well. So yeah, I think they're gonna do. I mean, because it's also so long away, you know. So yeah, hopefully.
You read that question right there. Will they hug it out after the fight?
Well, I ain't hugging this dude. I can't hug this dude. I cannot hug this dude, bro. I can't, bro. I don't care. I don't care. I can't, bro. I can't. And it's the other thing too. Like, it's not an act with this dude. Is like he a deuce, and he kind of a deuce, bro. He believe his hype, and he's like, yeah, he got kind of like a air of cockiness about him that I don't really vibe with, you know. So I don't really like to do.
Yeah, like I said, I think Bellator is taking a different road with this path with this one before, like, compared to any other fights. I'm like, they're doing smart. Yeah. Like, I'm like, bro, I've been saying it forever that they need to start promoting you more. And I'm like, all right, you're finally getting the spotlight, because all the fights they announce, like, there ain't no matchup where both guys are going to be talking like this or have this much energy or this personality for any of the other fights. And there's a lot of big other fights, but they're not promoting any of the fights like they're promoting your guys right now.
Yeah, I feel like we have the most potential to like build up, you know what I mean? Because he don't just sit over, he confident, you know what I'm saying? Even though he suck, he find confidence from somewhere, and he talk, you know what I mean? He talk well, he fucking a car salesman, so he fucking selling the fight really good. So I feel like it's gonna be one of the biggest fights in Bellator, just off of the like promotion, like, you know. I feel like just because we don't like each other, and you know, what the fight is worth, you know what I mean, it's for the belt and a chance at $1 million. It'll be pretty huge.
So our man Dave Fretz, yeah, I got you, bully. So this guy Dave Fretz, what do things look like in your mind, Raufeon, when Sergio comes back? Good question.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, after Serge come back, I'll be $1 million richer. I'll have a belt. Also, like, the fight between me and Serge is like good for like people that know fighting, you know that it's a good matchup. But I feel like a lot of people know Sergio's name. A lot of people didn't really know my name, you know, in media, MMA as a whole. So this tournament is gonna help to build that fight, you know, even more, you know. So, and that's the only way I was willing to fight Sergio, is if it was like worth something, you know. So I think it'll a title unification belt will be worth you know, fighting with him. But like, when I think about it, I don't want to do it. I wrapped my head around it a little bit when we were supposed to fight, and then he got hurt. And no lie, I was like, I don't mean it like fucking like I'm glad he got hurt, but I was like, thank God I don't gotta fight my boy, you know.
Right.
I don't got.
I think I had that same feeling too. I was like, thank God. I was like,
thank God, bro. Yeah.
Like, you don't want him to get hurt, but you still don't want to see both your boys fight.
Say it again.
I said, like, for me, I was like, same way. Thank God. I was like, you don't want to see Sergio get hurt like that, but you're like, I don't want you two to fight the first round. I'm like, bro, seriously, come on.
Somebody gotta lose, you know what I mean? And it's like,
well, it's interesting. You see, obviously, Aljamain Sterling and Merab getting close to the point where, as friends, where they're just not doing it. You know, and I believe them. I don't think they'll ever fight.
Yeah, I believe it too. I believe it too, and it's like, that is like super hard for me. What it came down ultimately for me is like me thinking about, okay, Serge is my boy, you know, but realistically, he's my friend. He's a really good friend. And it's not fair to my family that I, you know, in my case, like that because title pay was a lot more than what I was getting paid, you know what I mean? And it's not fair to the people that have sacrificed with me, that I don't take it, you know? So, and I think Sergio feels the same way. We had a conversation about it, you know? We said like, hey man, we owe it to each other. We owe it to our families, you know what I mean? To go out there and give it our all, best man win. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah. It definitely ain't gonna be no build up like Sabatello. But I mean, it'll definitely be, the fight will be a lot better, I feel.
Coming off your last two wins, like against Magomed, who had all the hype in the world, and then against Archuleta, who's another beast, who was a champion before. Like, do you see yourself like looking past Sabatello a little bit? Like, bro, what is he gonna be?
I was. So I was looking past Sabatello, but then Kamaru Usman lost, and I was like, I almost like if I had my belt near me, I would like hold on to it like don't steal mine too. No, so like it's I feel like it's easy to look past people, but what's got me to this point, like from when I lost to Merab, was like thinking about either the past or the present, like while I'm fighting. I need to be present, especially on that night. I got to be present. I got to be in the moment. I got to be aware. Because everybody is dangerous, everybody can end anybody at any given time. So I have to be present and ready to adapt at that night, mentally, physically, spiritually, I got to be there. So I don't feel like I'm going to overestimate him. I'm training my ass off. I always train my ass off, but also like mentally, I'm dialed in, and I'm gonna stay dialed in all the way to the tournament finals.
There was a question on this before. What do you do with when you win $1 million? What's the first thing you're buying?
Yeah, so I'm gonna buy. To be honest with y'all, I got my grandma got some land or whatever, and I want to kind of build a house awesome. I want to build a house on that land. So like my family has like a house, ultimately I want to build like a couple units on it, but I want to build a house on that land for my my family.
Love it.
That's awesome.
So Bully,
let's get a little bit more trash talk. When you're looking at the other guys in the tournament, what do you see Patchy Mix against Magomed? Who do you think is gonna win that one?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Patchy Mix surprised the fuck out of me with that fight with Horiguchi. I had him losing.
Oh man, yeah.
I thought he was gonna lose. I thought he wasn't gonna be able to keep up with the speed, But he came, he came ready to fight. And being an underdog. Magomed, on the other hand, Magomed did like I thought he was gonna win, but he did everything kind of right. What's the name? Barzola was walking him down, and he was cracking him with tools. Got respect, then he submitted him very, excitingly. So I'm gonna definitely go with Magomed. I think he's got more tools, but I won't be surprised if Patchy Mix, what's the name? If he wins, I was saying for a long time that Patchy Mix sucked. I've been calling Patchy Mix out for a long time. And what was it? We was somewhere or whatever, and he was like, bro, I know you fucking calling me out, bro. Like I'm trying to get the same thing you're trying to get, bro. I'm trying to get to the belt or something. You're like, so I wasn't gonna fight you and not fight for the belt or something. And I was like, okay, whatever. But I say that to say like I gained some respect for him after that fight with Horiguchi.
That's a good comment right there. It's crazy to make a choice like that. It's not like other sports where you play basketball against a friend in the NBA finals. Like you're literally punching your friend in the face and you have to hurt them in the Bellator finals.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's different. And then like I literally got to wrap my head around because in training, in camp, I'm like mentally or emotionally prepared to like Danny is easy because I want to put holes in his face, but I have to be in a mindset where I'm willing to break arms, choke somebody out, put holes in people's faces. I gotta be there mentally. I gotta be mentally prepared for that, because I have to take those opportunities if they're given to me. So it's different. It's different than just like, okay, I shot a shot on my homie. Like I gotta be prepared to put my homie in the hospital. Like that shit ain't normal. That's what I'm saying. Not for me. That shit ain't normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, I love listening to you talk, man. I'm not surprised you're a champion listening to you talk, man. I think that million's coming your way. So Bully, let's let him pick the co-main and main event. We might as well. Did you make a pick in the co-main event, Bully? Vettori Whitaker, or I don't.
Oh no, I didn't make a pick yet.
And then we'll throw it to Rob.
Rob, we're talking about your competitors here at the UFC. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah, I don't watch them fuck them motherfuckers. Nah, fuck that. I watch them motherfuckers.
I was explaining this fight for the most part. I think that Vettori's going to be moving forward a lot. He's going to be wanting to make it a brawl. Whitaker, his last fight, I know Vettori said that he's not getting better, but Whitaker looked really good against Adesanya that fight. It was a very close fight. He had some good sneaky takedowns, but people sleep on Vettori's jiu-jitsu. He has really good jiu-jitsu too. I've seen him at inside the UFC PI sparring with Ankalaev, going to war with him, and I was like, bro, Vettori's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for. And he's a guy, like you said, he talks a big game, like he takes everything personally. And you can't take anything personally against Whitaker because he's like the nicest guy in the world. So you're trying to find something to hate about him. But I just feel like Vettori just has a little bit more hunger, and I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna pick Vettori.
Ooh, Rauf, talk to me.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, just because, like, Vettori is just, he just seemed like he hungry. He seemed like he kind of need this, you know what I mean? Whereas, but like Robert Whitaker, he never seemed like he like needs this fight or you know what I'm saying? But he performs like really well, you know. The last one, I think he like when he fought Adesanya, it was like he needed, and I'm gonna go with Vettori because I don't know if Robert Whitaker in his heart of hearts feel like he can beat Adesanya. I just don't. It just, to me, it don't seem like the way he talked about the fight. Like, man, I'm proud of myself and, you know, doing as good as I did. You know, I got knocked out last time, which is good. But I don't feel like he feels. Well, he said it before. He said Adesanya is better. Fucking Vettori, like, I don't want to call him dumb, but he's like headstrong. Headstrong. He like thought he won those fights. You know what I mean? So he's like, he's got the hunger of like, no, fuck that. You know, okay, it's a brick wall in front of me. Fuck it. I'm going to run this motherfucker down. I feel like he got that type of energy. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Vettori.
I like it. Whitaker just sometimes, to me, he talks about his speed and just he's not going to be able to catch me. And it's not going to surprise me. Whitaker, sometimes when I watch him fight, when it's not Adesanya, I'm like, man, this dude is just on a different level. And I don't know if Vettori's on that level. We'll see. But anyway, hard for me to go against Bob when Izzy's not opposing him. Anyway, moving to the main event. Man, Vegas giving Tai Tuivasa no shot. Cyril Gane minus 520. Tuivasa almost 4-1.
God damn.
So Gane, as you know, hadn't lost since his unanimous decision loss to Ngannou for the belt back in January. Most people believe he'll get back to the top of the mountain again. I am one of them. But this division, man, is getting interesting. Got John Jones creeping, Stipe lurking, a lot of new talent. Tuivasa's opponents won 5 straight, all by knockout or TKO, 3 straight performance bonuses. Obviously, this is in the backyard of Gane. Tuivasa did beat the Black Beast. That's the best competition in February. Stiffer test here. Rauf, start us out. Main event. Who you got?
Man, it's like my heart wants fucking Tai Tuivasa, but just like the skill set is, I gotta go with Cyril Gane. But God damn, I'm gonna put some money on it because that's ridiculous though. Like, I'll go fucking Tai Tuivasa with my what's the name, but I feel like.
And there it is, right? Tai Tuivasa by knockout 6-1 on DraftKings, right? If you're gonna take a shot, you know.
Yeah, that's the one to take. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but Cyril Gane's a guy who's literally been in there with Francis. I think he's taken a couple punches from Francis. I know it was just harder for Francis to land clean on him because Cyril moves so well. Like, there's no heavyweights out here that move like Cyril Gane. His side kick, his push kick. And for a guy like Tai who just wants to brawl with you, he wants to stand in there and bang with you. When you think back to the Derek Lewis fight, Derek Lewis was on the ground, like almost had a finish, ground and pounded him, and Tai just got up and just like, yeah, F this, started just throwing bombs right back at him.
Yeah.
And that's what Derek Lewis, he gave him the opportunity to hit him. He gave him the opportunity to get caught with the elbow. He stayed in the pocket. Cyril fights too smart. I think Cyril is not going to let you, dictate the brawl. He's not going to be in your face where, all right, let's have this fun, blah, blah. Like, he doesn't really care what the fans think or what the people think. Like, he's going to stay on the outside. He's going to pick you apart. He doesn't care if you want to do a shoey afterward or be friends or anything. Like, he's going to win the fight. I think that he's very good at winning a fight. And a lot of people think that he beat Francis his last fight. Francis had a couple times where he took him down and controlled him on the ground. Tai Tuivasa's not going to be going for a takedown. Tai's not going to be trying to hold you down or anything like that. Tai's going to want to brawl with you. Only thing I do think that Tai has a good chance of, Tai has a really good counter cross. So Cyril comes in there with trying to catch him with that side kick, and he jumps in a little bit, and Tai just lets off 2 to 3 punches. He could catch Cyril Gane coming in a little bit, but I just think it's a very bad matchup for Tai. I don't know why Tai took this fight. I think there was other matches for him to fight, but I just think Gane is the toughest guy in the heavyweight division stylistically for a lot of these guys.
Well put. I agree. Well, Rauf, man, we appreciate you being with us. We're going to be following you as usual.
Thanks,
and I know
man,
your boy Bully will be, but good stuff, man. Proud of you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Best show you did on this media tour. Make your pick.
You said what?
What was your favorite show that you did on your media tour?
I'm on this show to remember the show, so you know what I mean. You know how it is. You know how I get down. You know what I'm saying? Home team out here.
Absolutely.
Oh shit! I forgot you and Ariel beefing already too.
Hey, I watched the show.
Or did he tell you that?
Yeah, but there's always some beef with Ariel. I don't know why there's any beef with Ariel.
Bro, he told me he messaged me and was like, "Hey man, tell Ariel." I said, "What's up?" This was before I knew that they had beef. This before I knew they had beef. And Ariel was like, "What? No, he didn't." I was like, "Yeah, no, for real." He said, "What's up?" And he was like, "No, Bully hates on me. He's a hater." And I was like, "What? Oh, y'all got beef or whatever?" So yeah, I was on the spot. Didn't even know it.
Bro, we don't got beef. I'm not a hater at all. The dude's the biggest hater in the world. So, bro, literally, I gotta explain myself. People know, the real ones know. Rauf, you're the man. Appreciate you for coming on the show,
You're
my
the
brother.
best, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. Bully got no beef with no one, okay?
Literally,
Bully's got no beef with no one.
They're like, the other day I tweeted out, like, I think Conor could beat Leon. Everyone's like, "Oh, you hate Leon." And I was like, bro, like, when I say something bad about Conor, I hate Conor. When I say something bad about Leon, I hate Leon. Like, Ariel is literally the one that putting into the world that I hate him. I'm like, bro, I've been in the UFC for 6-7 years. I never got invited onto your show ever until recently. When you started saying that, I was a hater toward you. But I'm like, bro, you never invited me on at the beginning. I'm not gonna come on now.
Well, the focus. You beat Sean Brady, and then we'll talk about everything else after that. So I failed to mention our sponsor during the topics. VVS King, I believe. So now Patty Pimblett received his Rolex from Drake this week, but someone else going to get a Rolex tomorrow, right? From our sponsor VVS King. Is that correct? The raffle.
Yeah. Shout out to VVS. Tomorrow I'm actually going to be doing the one I'm going to do the drawing at VVS. So if you guys are in Chicago, go downtown, meet me up. They're going to have like food and everything there. It's going to be a nice little party. And I'm going to be the Vanna White, the one where you put your hand in the ball.
Yeah, I like it.
So it'd be cool. I'll be the guy. He's like, "Yes, yeah, man, they need somebody that I trust. I'm already getting people trying to offer me money to pick their name out. So I want you to do it. I know you're neutral." I was like, "Dude, all right, I'll do it."
You're the perfect guy.
There's a lot of pressure on me now. Now I got to like wash my hands and make sure my nails are cut. It's going to be on camera.
I love it. So Cody, let's see your face for a quick minute before we jump out of here. So next Thursday, I believe, is the NFL open next Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So we're opposing the opening night of the National Football League as usual. That's all right. So we'll be rolling at 8:30. Who's playing?
Good
Rams,
question.
Bills.
I should know this is somebody who
Rams. So Super Bowl Rams Bills. Okay.
All
right.
Here.
Well, for all you mixed martial arts fans like Joe Rogan who don't like the National Football League, we'll be here for you next Thursday at 8:30.
What do you think the spread is on that old game? 820 is the start there.
I think it's probably close to pick 'em. I think Buffalo is favored. Or Buffalo's favorite.
Buffalo minus 2.5. Kind of like Buffalo to smoke them by like 10.
Oh, give me the Super Bowl champs raising the banner at SoFi.
Oh, come on. With Glass Matt Stafford? No way. I'm actually in a fantasy league that's draft coming up with, well, I don't want to give away my strategy, but it's with like Aaron Bronstetter and a couple of other
nice
media guys. So yeah,
nice.
maybe we
He
can
like
co-own
tweeted
the
out that
team.
he's like a genius in fantasy. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that you knew everything about fantasy too. So I think you're being a tough league right now.
I also have Josh Allen in 2 fantasy leagues actually.
Oh, let's go.
Are you guys snake guys or auction draft guys?
Oh, snake.
Draft.
Yeah, you ever done an auction draft?
No.
All right, you got.
But like my problem is, anybody draft the Patriots quarterback, Mac Jones? Probably not, right?
I don't know.
Nah, son. No
I'm gonna be watching the Patriots like this year, man. I'm scared. Anyway, hopefully Justin Fields will take the next step for you, Bully, huh?
Hopefully, they look good their last preseason game, so let's hope they bring something. Their schedule doesn't look that hard this year, so there's a chance for us to go 10-6, 10-7.
Well, and with that depth chart, Bully, you actually could probably make the team. So I don't know. I don't know any of the wide receivers, but I'll remember the name. That's for sure.
Hey, throw Bully in at like fullback. Patriots like to implement a fullback. You could play fullback in the National Football League. Come run at someone. Anyway, we've probably lost some of the mixed martial arts fans. But anyway, we'll see you all next Thursday, 8:30 Eastern. We appreciate you being with us. For Belal Muhammad, Cody Merrow, I'm Jason Anik. Peace.
Peace.